Welcome back, everyone, to your podcast, our podcast, the Popular Side Podcast. As always, that's Yinka Yusuf and Amakende K. Yinka, we are recording on Sunday, the 26th of April.
Yes, we are.
Contrary to what the whole world was saying, the world did not come to an end last week. After Arsenal were bumped off top spot after 200 days by goals scored, Yinka. Well, it was goals difference last week, and then, or whatever it was, goals scored. The world did not stop.
It was goals. Was it goals scored? Yeah, goals scored. It was
goals scored. Yeah. I don't remember my planetary science. Is it the sun that goes around the moon or the moon that goes? It doesn't matter. It kept whatever goes round, whatever kept
none
happening.
Of those go around each other.
Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me at all. I'm not a space guy. But whatever it is that goes round in orbit around the other planetary situation kept going. Imagine that. Nobody died. At least not because of Arsenal, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Everything's still fine. The commentariat are still liars. You know what my problem is, Yinka?
What is it?
If I go back 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
Right? They all said Arsenal were going to win the league. Right?
Yes.
The EPL did not sneak these fixtures under the table. We knew what the fixtures were. So how are you a professional getting paid more money than you and me make combined?
Yeah.
To talk about this sport, and you couldn't look at the fixture list and say, hey, what would happen if Arsenal lost one game?
But you and I know this, yeah. They're feeding into a particular narrative and a particular agenda, right?
Okay.
So if they say that an Arsenal, they'll say, well, we said it all along. And if they say that an Arsenal don't win, they'll say, hey, they're butlers. You should know the gimmicks by now. Yeah. So just ignore those people. Let's go straight to our agenda and let's run through today's recording. Yeah. Just leave these guys. Like I said, the results will yo-yo from now to the end of the season. Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
Yinka, as I was saying, you cannot be totally flummoxed because Arsenal lost one game to Bournemouth. Like, it was foreseeable that at some point, City might catch up on games played. And Arsenal are not so much better than City that they couldn't be on the same number of points, if they're better than City at all. Right? So again, how are you getting paid for this? And you go from here to here, complete 180 because of one result.
Yeah. And to buttress your point, so City's last two games, they won by last three games actually. They won by just one goal. Yeah. And last three games being 2-1 to Arsenal, 1-0 to Burnley, and 2-1 to Southampton over this in the FA Cup semis. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crickets around whether they struggle to win any of those games. Complete crickets, right? Burnley, complete crickets. Southampton game yesterday, people were saying, City don't lose this kind of games. But the opposite is the case. Yeah. But the opposite is the case when Arsenal beat Newcastle 1-0, and you think it's the end of the world. And you think and I'm like, didn't y'all watch City Burnley? Didn't y'all watch City Southampton? But I'm not shocked. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah,
I am shocked. You know why I'm
not shocked?
You know why I'm shocked? Okay.
Yeah.
So Arsenal Newcastle started at 12:30 p.m. for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? My kid had a game that started at 12 p.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
game was an hour, 15 minutes away from the house. And she had to be at the stadium or at the field an hour in advance. So I'm over there. Her game started. Half an hour later, I start watching on my phone, trying to watch the game and watch her game. So I watched this game on a small phone screen. So maybe I didn't see what I was supposed to see, right? Because throughout that game, I did not see an Arsenal struggling. I saw a team that was in complete control. Newcastle did not look like a team that had lost four in a row in the league. 3 in a row in the league, 4 in a row overall before that game. They looked like their usual bullying. You know, Dan Burn was in rare form. He just came to kill people. I didn't see the struggle, but apparently all the Arsenal fan cams and stuff were like, oh, that was terrible, that was terrible, that was terrible. And I'm like, was it? Some of my own friends were like, that was awful. I'm like, was it? So I blame my phone. Maybe if I watched it on my 82-inch TV, I might have a better perspective from the tiny
everybody,
phone.
we know this. We know Akin's size of his TV now. He has 82-inch. You all heard it here.
No, I have 2 82 inches. Don't hit the player, hit the game. You know. The only thing I care about in this world, right, when it comes to furnishing is TV. I don't care. Like, if I have a new house, I could have no chairs. I would have my TVs. So, like, I don't care about any furniture in this house, but I care about my TVs. I have 2 82-inch TVs and 4 other TVs. Okay. And if you let me, I would have TVs everywhere. That's just me, personal. You know, it's the only thing I care about. But I was watching it, Nika, on my tiny phone. So I'm the foolish goat that watched on my phone. Maybe I didn't get enough. Please, what did you see? I know we're going off agenda, but let's just do it now because this is on my mind.
Oh, okay. So, so for me, it was a professional performance. What matters is 3 points for me right now. It's 3 points. I don't care, right? 3 points and have a positive goal difference. Yeah. So I would have loved a healthier scoreline. Yeah. But I'll take this any time of the day. I'll take this. Eze scored, good goal, right?
Beautiful
The first half was largely Arsenal, knocking on the door. Then in the second half, the fact that Arsenal had chances that they did not convert, right? It was obvious the field tilt was going to change, right? The team that is always losing will open up more. And when Arsenal had counters, they were unable to capitalize. There was a time when Gyökeres was 3-on-1 or so, and he misplaced his pass and the defender intercepted. That was quite poor.
It was very bad.
That was it. There was one where Pope brought him down, which in my opinion was a doxo. I've been listening to the nonsense everybody's been saying that it's not a red card, and I don't get it. So that makes 2 games in a row where Arsenal have had 2 doxos that has been ignored.
Yeah.
Completely ignored. Right? I can even excuse the City one. Yeah. That was less egregious than this one. This was a disaster. Yeah. So they tell me there was a defender close by. I said, can you just let's flip that. Let Theo make the tackle and let the goalkeeper be where Theo is. Wouldn't that be a doxo? And they say yes. So what has changed? If that was a defender making that tackle, right, and the next person is just the goalkeeper, you will say it's a doxo. So why is it not a doxo when it's the goalkeeper that is making the tackle and the defender is behind him? All Gyökeres in there to do was just shoot. The goalpost was empty.
It was open. Yeah.
Was open. So how's that not a red card? And I've been looking at the gymnastics that people have been playing to tell me it's not a red card. Hey, no problem. Yeah. But I like the fact that Arsenal know that right now they have how many games to the end of the season, right? They have minimum, no, I think in general now, you have minimum 6 games, maximum 7.
Okay. We're playing 7
Yeah?
games.
Minimum 6 games, maximum 7.
I'm not playing minimum 6 games with you. We're playing 7 games.
Okay. Amen. I believe that's a prayer, so I'll say amen to it. Yeah. I'll say amen to it. You know, and also if you notice, some players, I tell you, when you brush people back too early, they go back to the nursing table. I'm happy Eze came back after the game while he was being interviewed and said it was just precautionary. He felt something and he didn't want to risk
said that
it.
the last time too, Yinka, and it was out for 3 weeks.
Okay. But the interview, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw the interview. He came out and said, I'm fine. I'll play midweek. That's what he said. Not me. Right? Someone else got injured. Who was it?
Havertz sat down in 30-something minutes. That was bad.
Bad. Very, very bad. Yeah. So these are the challenges. These are the issues. But for me, I don't have a problem, right? I look forward to Wednesday and I look forward to home against Fulham again. I don't have a problem with the style of play. I don't have a problem with the results. I don't know what people are talking about. These are the people that didn't watch Arsenal under Wenger when we'll go to what do you call it? Old Trafford
on a Tuesday night.
Old Trafford and Stoke, where Ramsey will be doing leg over. What's his name? Jack Fisher will be doing leg over. United will just collect the ball, score. Then we'll say, oh, we played better than United, and they will tell us it's not about playing better, it's about 3 points. So now it's not about playing better, it's no longer about 3 points. You guys need to choose your hustle. I don't understand. You need to choose your hustle. Yeah, so when I hear people say this, I just ignore them. I don't listen to them, Aki. I told you, I'm beyond. I've moved on.
I know.
I don't have time.
I rest my case. Yinka, I don't think you understood what I was saying. I'm not bringing up what these people said in October. I'm not bringing up what they said in July. I'm bringing up what they said, like, the day before the Bournemouth game. Like, how can I trust you, right? If you say for sure, Team A.
You're one of them too now. Aren't you one of them?
I didn't change my position, Yinka.
Okay.
I didn't change my position after we lost to Bournemouth. I changed my position.
But everybody thought Arsenal were just going to steamroll and just go through the end. You are still...
no. Okay. Go on.
Okay, so but you were still insisting that, okay, I believe Arsenal is still going to win this stuff.
I said we'll win. I didn't say we'll steamroll. I said we'll win. Fair, wait, because again, I told you the team I fear the most is Brentford and Bournemouth. I told you this. That Thiago, if he handles Arsenal on a bad day, I'm very worried. I'm so happy we don't have to play them again. I don't want to play Brentford. Brighton is like a close third after those two because we know what they're capable of doing. Styles make fights. I don't want Arsenal anywhere near Brentford, Brighton, and Bournemouth. That's me personally. And it has nothing to do with the fact that since we beat Bournemouth, they haven't lost. It's now 13 games in a row. Yeah.
And
they would have... They would have won against Leeds. They considered the last second equalizer after, they had a goal chalked off for them. It would have been 3-1, and then even with the last second, it would have been 3-2. But they drew 2-2, so they would have beat Leeds again. And this is a Leeds that is kind of in form right now. So anyway, but my point is, how can you be a legitimate commentator? And 1 loss, 3 points, dabarus your whole world. It doesn't make sense, Yinka. It doesn't make... That means it was all just vibes for you. It was all just vibes.
It's all vibes. It's a setup, right? Let me say this. If they win, I said it all along. And if they don't, it goes back to, they're butlers. It's as simple as that.
Because, Yinka, City didn't get extra games. These games were on the fixture list since Almost a year ago. Those games did not come out of nowhere. Do you not study? Do you not do homework before you show up on TV or radio or on the internet? Did City get extra games, Yinka?
No.
No. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on.
Let's leave the Arsenal detractors and move on with the rest of the sporting world.
Because Yinka promised me that we'll do this in an hour today, and we've already spent 15 minutes not being productive. So Yinka, we're gonna go to our worthy mentions. Okay.
Yes.
And there's a RIP to announce. RIP to somebody's career.
Yes.
Yet another coach bites the dust. Yes.
Maybe not his career. Maybe not his career.
His top level career. Okay. That man is not coming back to coach anybody's top team. Liam Rosinio, aka LinkedIn Liam, was fired by Chelsea.
Yep.
You know, again, maybe I'm the foolish goat because I was shocked. You were not. I was shocked. I was shocked. I mean, they told us this man was the second coming of everything. He had a secret sauce. Maresca was a relic, from old school. He had to go. Meanwhile, Maresca made people quake in their boots. Pep didn't want to play Maresca. Arteta didn't want to play Maresca because he knew the inner workings of both of them. And considering what they served up in terms of playing staff to Maresca, he did okay with the playing staff that they gave him, So, Yinka, please, I'm going to shut up now. You tell me what you think about this and where do they go from here?
So, an interesting start. Chelsea lost 7 of their last 8 games. And before today, they went on a 5-game scoring drought, which is their worst since 1912. Since 1912. That's 114 years ago.
80 years before football started, because we all know football started in 1992.
So Liam lasted barely 3.5 months. Yeah, roughly 3.5 months, right? And I understand his exit pay, his handshake is around 20-something million pounds, right? Yeah. So what does this tell you? It just tells you that the whole Chelsea hierarchy, is a mess. It is a complete mess. They don't know what they're doing. This guy to a long-term deal until 2032. He signed a 7-year contract, Aki, or 6.5, and he's gone in 3.5 months.
Wow.
Sorry, I can you run businesses, same with me. I consult. Is this not madness?
Indeed
is it not madness?
Indeed it is.
It is major madness, right? So I'm not mad at Liam, right? You can only give what you have. It is Chelsea that I'm worried about, that the hierarchy looked at him and thought, okay, this is the guy that will take us to the next level. And even if indeed that is the case, you don't sack him in 3.5 months. You're saying you have a young squad, I have a young coach, I want you all to grow together. Is it that you do that? It's like I've said this before. It's like you're funding a long-term asset, right? With short-term funding, with short-term liabilities, right? Or rather, the reverse. You're funding a short-term asset with long-term liabilities. You've taken a long-term loan and you're buying something that is just now, right? This does not make sense. This does not make sense. This does not make sense at all. So this says a lot less about Rosinio and says way lot more about Chelsea's instability. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. I rest my case.
Okay, so just to put a nice bow on this, Yinka.
Yes,
So,
sir.
the last several weeks, the commentariat has been telling us how tired Zubimendi is, how tired Rice is. You've heard it, right? You've heard it. Okay. So you bring your stats, I bring my stats, right? So let me in this week's episode of the best thing I saw this week. Before this weekend, Arsenal had played 33 matches, right? Before Saturday, they had played 33 matches in the EPL. They had been outrun. Guess how many times they'd been outrun in 33 matches?
Probably none.
One. They've been outrun once. I forget which match it was. Once. Chelsea, because they played in midweek, I believe.
Yeah.
Because they had the FA Cup this weekend. So Chelsea had played 34 matches when I checked the stats. Guess how many times they had been outrun in 34 matches?
Probably 20 times.
34 times. 100% of the EPL games they played, they were outrun. So, what is the point of having young players if they won't work hard, if they won't run, if they want to be the big man on campus? But if you bring young players and you don't bring someone to build a program around it, you're on a long thing, Yinka. This is the problem.
I know.
You need someone to build a program around it. Yinka, we talked about the Copa del Rey final last week, right? I'm gonna mix up my numbers a little bit, but Real Sociedad, obviously they have their homegrown thing that they do. It's not quite as strict as Athletic Club, the Bilbao, but they have their own thing too. I believe, Yinka, they had, is this 16 members of the academy in the final day squad, and played 11 of them, or maybe 15 and 11, something ridiculous like that.
More. They don't have external players that much in Real Sociedad. Yeah, they don't.
And they won a cup, but they built a program around it. So if your plan is, I'm just gonna buy the best young players in the world, right? Sign them to 6-7 year contracts. Make a racist the captain, right? Make a leg breaker the vice captain, and whatever it is you want to do.
Now I'm confused. Who's the racist? Who's the leg breaker?
Argentinian guy, because their main captain, it never plays. So keep James out of it, right? So James never plays. Yeah. So it's the Argentinian.
I would have thought the racist too was the leg breaker, but.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair too. They have plenty leg breakers. But who is teaching them anything? And now they're going to have their third coach. So, Yinka, how long until they bring Frank Lampard back? How long?
I was gonna actually touch on Frank Lampard. He's coming back with Coventry. They won the championship already.
Yeah.
Right? So, which is what I'm saying. Sometimes you need to learn. Is that experience teaches you, or you understudy some of the best and you do a crash course, which is what happened to Maresca and even Arteta, right?
Yeah.
Crash course under Pep got them to where. And Frank Lampard has gone to learn the ropes in the championship. And his Coventry side play wonderful football. And this time around, I think when they come up, I don't think they're going back. Because I watched them today. They played Wrexham earlier on today. I actually watched the game. Those guys are not bad. Yeah? And Coventry...
Unlike Derby, the first time around in the champion, it didn't have 6 Chelsea players.
It didn't.
On that
exactly.
Squad. This is a real championship squad.
A real championship squad. And Coventry is a big city. They are remember when we were growing up, big league soccer, Coventry is always on there.
Peter and Lovu played for them. I remember. Yeah,
exactly.
I remember this.
So Coventry deserve to be in the Premiership in terms of sporting culture, history, and the rest of it. So I'm quite happy for him. He's learned his lessons. Which is why I believe Liam is not that he's a bad coach, right? but he is way above his league as of now, right? You coach Hall, you went to Strasbourg, then all of a sudden they give you world champions Chelsea. Do you understand? So you've not learned. You've not gone through the motion. You haven't.
Oh,
so this was
Lord.
bound to happen. It was bound to happen. And if I were to be Lampard, if Chelsea comes calling, throw them the middle finger.
No, he will take
I'm
it.
not going.
He will go.
He will be a fool to take it.
Then
I'm
he's a
telling
fool.
you.
But you know he
He
will go.
will be a fool to take it.
He'll
Stay
go.
with your Coventry. That
It won't.
Okay, I rest my case.
It won't, Yinka. And you know it. Come on. It won't. Okay. We're going to take, Yinka, for those who have been watching us for all 103 before today, now 104 episodes. We used to talk a lot more NBA than we have talked this season. So we haven't talked a lot of NBA this season. But the playoffs are going on, and there's a lot going on in the NBA world. So instead of doing a fulsome NBA playoff update, because we have some time constraints, we're just going to talk about maybe 3.5 topics. So let me start by telling on myself, right? My Knicks have been disappointing. This is obviously a reflection on my character as a human, because all the teams I support keep disappointing, in some form or the other. And it's the end of the world whenever they do, right? So anyway, the Knicks are much better than the Atlanta Hawks. It's not by a little bit. They're much better than the Atlanta Hawks, but they've blown 2 games against the Atlanta Hawks, in my opinion. The middle 2 games out
so
of
you're
the first 4.
expecting a sweep?
No. But they've blown 2 games. Like they've mismanaged 2 games. Like there's no other way. You can say they bottled 2 games, right? There's no, however we got to the last 3 minutes is however we got to the last 3 minutes. But in those last 3 minutes, that's not how a big team should move. That's not how a championship caliber team should move. And I said, I'll tell on myself, the problem the Knicks have is our 2 best players. However you want to define best, let me define it by the players with the 2 largest contracts. Cannot play any defense at all. Cannot play a lick of defense. Cannot guard anybody. And in critical moments, the 2 of them must be on the court or everything breaks down. So we've overpaid for wing defenders to come in and pretty much fix the shortcomings.
Yeah.
So we traded 5 first-round picks for Bridges and gave him $160 million in contracts. And then we traded, I don't know what we traded for OG, our Nigerian brother, but we gave him $200 million, right? These are superstar level contracts, but these guys are not superstar level. Bridges thought he was a superstar in game 2 and took the worst potential game winner ever. 1 foot, leaning back like it's Michael Jordan. That was awful. So that I'm telling on myself, this is the problem the Knicks have, right? And they designed that team, they built that team to counter the Celtics, and it worked, right? They brought in tall, big, athletic, slasher, 3-point shooting defenders, right? But it cost them $360 million to do it. And they're there to counter Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, right? Anybody else who is not built like the Celtics, we will struggle. So a 34-year-old CJ McCollum is kicking our butts in the playoffs. That should not be happening. I rest my case.
Okay, so well said. It's good that you told on yourself. But your Knicks, yesterday they won the game. Yeah,
they did. It's now 2-2.
They won in Atlanta, so it's now 2-2. And Cat and what's his name?
Brunson,
Jalen Brunson. Yeah, they brought their A game and they delivered. So I think that series is where it should be, frankly. Yeah, because I didn't expect the I didn't expect the Knicks to just steamroll the Hawks, frankly.
No,
yeah?
But we're better than them.
Yeah, I know you're better, and you probably still win the series in
We
6.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should.
I think you should. But if it gets to 7, I won't be surprised, frankly. Anyway, that's the Knicks. A couple of things I want to talk about, noteworthy. Yeah. I want to apologize to LeBron James and his son. Yeah.
Why?
I want to apologize to them, right?
Okay.
Because at the beginning of the season, let me land. At the beginning of the season, I was one of the people, right, that more or less said, you know what, there's nepotism involved here. This kid doesn't deserve to play, blah, 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 right? I think the kid and the father, they've handled themselves very well this year. Once the season has ended, yeah? No, to be fair, LeBron, when Luka and Reeves all of a sudden, were on fire, he swallowed his ego and he was the third wheel. And he didn't raise any issues, right? Bronny has put his head down. He's gone to the G League. He has played very well in the G League. Stop that, no, young man. He has played very well in the G League, right? And for a 55th or 56th pick, whatever pick he is, right?
55th. Never forget.
Pick, right? Yeah, for a 55th pick, I've seen worse 55th picks. Yeah, right? He's getting playoff minutes right now, not because of his father, right? That is that is my number one reason for the apology. Yes, the Lakers are injured. If they had a full squad, he will not be playing. I get that. But the fact that they are in playoffs and is getting meaningful minutes, not breadcrumb minutes, not irrelevant minutes, meaningful minutes on the court with his father, right? Yeah, I'll give it to the two of them, okay? So that's my apology. If you decide not to apologize, that's your business. It's
Are
not
you
mine.
quite done?
That's one.
Are you quite done?
No. Let me talk about everything I want to talk about, and I'll hand over to you, and you can take it over, right? The Rockets, Kevin Durant. We've said a lot about Kevin Durant that all he thinks about is I just want to score, I just want to score, I just want to score.
Yeah.
I just want to ball. See what's going on right now. Yeah, I know he's injured, I get all that, blah, 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 but I don't know. I think he bailed on his team in game 3. That's me. That's the feeling that I get. Yeah. The Rockets, the Lakers might not sweep them, but I think the Rockets are not. The Lakers are going to win this series.
I hope they sweep them. They deserve to be swept. Worst case
in 5.
They deserve to be swept.
Especially with what happened in game 3, the final 30 seconds of game 3.
Yeah.
I actually switched off the game after I was 6 points ahead.
It was over.
I woke up the next morning and I saw my phone. I'm like, overtime.
No,
Lakers won. What the hell is going on? It must be an error. I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the OT. I thought the game was done.
Yeah.
Anyway, then the last bit is the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, right?
Ooh,
Joker, for all his brilliance and everything, I think he's beginning to peak and come down, and his brilliance cannot drag the Denver Nuggets, to promised land like he used to in the past. Yeah. And the second apology from me is to Rudy Gobert. I've always thought Rudy Gobert, right? Maybe I shouldn't apologize. Maybe slight apology, not a big one. I've always thought Rudy Gobert was a waste of space, frankly. Let me just be honest, yeah? Because offensively, he didn't do anything. I was wondering, big contract, and he kept on getting Defensive Player of the Year. I'm like, Defensive Player of the Year doing what? There are people that deserve Defensive Player of the Year. Grabbing rebounds. Of course, you're like the what do you call it? The Statue of Liberty. You will grab rebounds. You're one of the tallest. But the way he's played Joker in this series, I'm impressed. Now, it could be because Joker is not fit, right? And maybe Joker is also on the decline. But I've not seen anybody play Joker this way or rattle Joker this way in a very, 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 very long time. So kudos to him. Those are the topics I wanted to talk about the playoffs. I'll hand over to you so that you can trash LeBron and his son once again.
No. You've this very well said. Let me go in reverse chronological order. So I'll take your last first. So the Joker one. So there were people saying he should win his 4th or 5th MVP this season. I think everyone talking about the MVP is insane. And I say that not because Joker is undeserving, not because SGA is undeserving. Yes, because what's his face? Stick figure in San Antonio is undeserving. He is undeserving because he doesn't play enough minutes. I think there should be a unanimous MVP and it should be Jaylen Brown, right? And he's not even in the top 3 in the consideration, because everyone expected the Celtics. Who won 2 years ago. Everyone expected them to be in the lottery, Inca. Okay. So the disrespect on this man's name, right? Bringing his role player teammate to the Olympics ahead of him, right? The disrespect on this guy's name, I have my theories, but I'm just going to leave it. If there's any year to have a unanimous MVP, it's this year and it's this guy. Because he kept them, not just keep them in contention. And the man has a bad back, Inca. He has a bad back.
They were number 2 in the East.
Yes. So how do you go from the lottery? And guess what, Yinka? This is the argument I was having with our dear friend Ant about the Olympics thing. Ant was like, hey, the other guy is more open to being a role player. He's always been a role player. I'm like, Jaylen Brown is a superstar with a role player mentality, right? Who is willing to sacrifice his body for his team. Even though he has superstar talent, is a humble man with the requisite ego to go get it when he needs to get it. A man who says, I don't need the coach to define for me who is number 1, who is number 2, who is 1A, who is 1B. Like Tatum is my brother. I was the 3rd overall pick one year. He was the 3rd overall pick the next year. That's my brother. The first person he named after he won Eastern Conference Finals MVP was Tatum. It's like my brother Jason Tatum, the first person he shouted out. So I'm like, he's already proven that his mentality is exactly where it's supposed to be. It would die for balls. It will make the extra pass. It would do whatever he needs to do. Tatum felt comfortable on that team because this man just let him be. It's like, look, this kid is probably a better defender. Is probably a better passer. Is taller. Is bigger. Is the better shooter. Is probably the 1A to my 1B. But Tatum doesn't have the mentality that JB has. But I haven't heard any stories coming out of that camp of this guy being a cancer, of him being toxic. But the disrespect, I know, but the disrespect continues. They don't even call his name for MVP, Inca. So everybody wants that. They're arguing over, should Cunningham get it? But he missed however many games. Luka didn't model any good behavior for anybody this season. Okay, you're in shape in July, and then by 2 weeks into the season, you're fat again. How is that modeling good behavior? He didn't play any defense this season, So I'm like, do they just want drama? You know what I'm saying? And Cunningham, yes, amazing, right? The only real offensive spark on a team that won the East. That's a big deal. But you missed games. How is JB not in the conversation? So that's my thing on that. But on Joker, look, love the guy. Is never going to be the most in shape guy. He's been carrying a lot of the load. And my favorite player on that team, what's the name of the guy? I always forget. The guy who jumps a lot, who just came back. Big, tall guy from thank you. Gordon is probably my favorite NBA player right now. But he's still working his way back from a long layoff. Yeah. So, he's like the glue on that team. If you think about it, is the guy who picks up everybody's stuff, So I think they're missing some of that because they missed towards the end of the season, all the stuff. And, Jamal is trying, but Jamal has gotten to a point in his career that if he's not scoring, is not doing much else. He's not doing the playmaker thing as well as he used to. So is really a scorer more than a playmaker. Joker is the playmaker, and that's showing. And honestly, it could be the coaching as well. Their new coach is not the most experienced in the world. It could be that as well. Okay, so that's that. What was your second thing before I go to your LeBron thing? What was your second thing?
The second thing was, now you're going to make me forget. I think I spoke about Rockets, didn't I?
Yes. Thank you. So, I was watching that game 3 with my nephew. My nephew grew up in Houston and Abu Dhabi, so he's a Rockets fan. And we were both in shock, right? One, I'm like, I didn't know, because KD missed game 1, played game 2, missed game 3, right? Right. So for me, I'm like, is the injury that bad that he can't play? So let's say the answer is yes. But is it so bad that he can't show up and be on the bench? And then as of today is Sunday, they're saying his teammate, Amen Thompson, was interviewed, and they don't know where he is. His teammates don't know where he is. Yeah, they don't know. They didn't know he wasn't going to be in the arena on Friday night for game 3. They didn't know. So
and they're playing it out today.
Yeah, him not suiting up. So they think he may be getting treatment away from the team, but no one's told them anything. So clearly he doesn't have a relationship with guys on the team. So for me, the reason stereotypes stick is because they're often true. So if the stereotype or if the rumor about you is that you're a loner, you're kind of a weirdo, and then you're doing this, like, this team needs, like, Shagun is like amazing and he tried, but I saw the reason they didn't want to give him up for Giannis. And I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. This guy is the future. But you are one of the greatest to ever do it. And when you went to Golden State, you were really one of the best defenders in the league. I would have voted him for Defensive Player of the Year that year. Maybe the 2 years. So I'm like, so you have this in your kitty. You can do this. You can lead this team if you showed any interest at all. So I'm a little disappointed, right? Because LeBron, people will gloss over how poorly LeBron played down the stretch because he made 1-3. LeBron had like...
You mean game 3?
Yeah, game 3. Yeah. It was just giving the ball away. It was awful.
It was horrible. It was awful.
But you know why, Yinka? You know why? He hasn't played as many minutes consistently. Yeah. And he's bringing the ball up now. There's no Reeves, there's no Luka. It's just him.
And this guy had a very, very poor game. Luke Kennard didn't. He
didn't do well. He didn't do
1
well.
and 2. Yeah.
But Smart was good. Smart was very good.
That's my player of the week across everything.
Is amazing.
I mean,
is amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
and you see the difference really between him in regular season and in playoffs. He's a different monster, and there are few players that are like that. Most players, and they're not. But him, it looks a totally different player.
Yeah. Anyway. So for me, I'm like, I kept telling my nephew, I'm like, man, they miss KD. And honestly, again, maybe he really had to go get treatment, but if he had been on the bench, I think it could still have helped from the bench. Just talking to these guys, calming them down. And they didn't have a point guard. That was what really killed Houston on the night.
Fred is injured.
Yeah, he's injured. No point guard. All right. And then finally, so let me put it.
Make it short.
Yeah,
don't go too much on Bron and Bronny. Make it short.
Less than 90 seconds. So it was nepotism that led them draft a kid who averaged 6 points a game at USC. USC was not a great team. They weren't stacked. Right? He averaged 6 points a game as a freshman. So there's many mitigating factors. He did have open heart surgery, right?
Yes.
But if a regular person had open heart surgery, right, and his high school career went exactly how this kid's high school career went, and his freshman career went exactly how he would have gone undrafted.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
nepotism, and it's so funny because my cousin and my nephew and I were talking about this, and he was like, maybe it was really like a 4 year in college type talent, 4 years in college type talent, So if it wasn't LeBron's son, it would have to play 4 years at USC or somewhere else, and then it will be drafted and may still have to spend some time in the G League. So I don't know enough to evaluate and say he's not an NBA talent, he's not an NBA player. That would be hate. The people saying that, either they know enough or they're hating. But if it wasn't LeBron's son and if LeBron was not on a timeline, this would have been a guy that needed seasoning for all 4 years of college. That's my take on that.
Yeah. I will put a pin in that. We'll talk about this a lot more in the future for time's sake. So let's proceed.
All right. Okay. So, Yinka, we're just this would be the breeziest breeze through the top 5 leagues, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because even though the league is over in Germany, something happened in Germany. There was a comeback of all comebacks. Bayern were losing, and they came back from what? Was it 3 down? They came back?
Yeah, they came back from 3 down.
3 down. So, again, footballers, sportsmen are crazy, Yinka. I've been telling you. The coach can say one thing, the GM can say something, the owner can say something, but the competitive juice in you, when it's flowing, you can't hold them back. They've already won the league and they're still coming back, Yinka. What are they doing? You can't tell them not to play.
But I showed you their lineup, remember?
I know, right? I know.
Exactly what I told you will happen is what's going on.
Yes.
Right? And that's why they were down 3-0.
Yeah.
Right? And mine should have finished them off because mine's had twice the shots on target that they had. Yeah. They had 16 shots. Bayern had 8 or 9 or so. Yeah.
Which is still a lot.
Yeah, indeed. Bayern came back. And they
just
brought in the big boys. Kane scored the winner. Olise came on. Musiala came on, and they went bang, 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 and they beat them. Right? But this is expected. I told you this is what's going to happen. They just need run. They just need to They don't want their engine to cool down altogether.
The way,
They're not going to start games. They'll just give them. You play 45 minutes there. You play whatever there. The key game they're looking forward to is Wednesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday.
I don't even know who is playing. So is Arsenal playing Wednesday?
Arsenal's playing Wednesday. Tuesday is PSG Bayern. Yeah.
Okay. I think I might be on a plane when that's going up, but we'll see.
Exactly. Okay. Anyway, so that's the only interesting thing that happened in the Bundesliga. Don't ask me any other questions about the Bundesliga.
I just wanted you to admit that even though
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
Is Lens any closer to making Ligue 1 challenging or not? Or things back to normal?
They're not. They actually I think they lost this weekend. I was watching the game. I didn't see the last minutes. No, they eventually drew. So they were losing 3-0 at the points. Lens drew 3-3. PSG won 3-0 away. So as it stands, the PSG they still have a game in hand. I'm not sure whether they've played their.
So now the lead is now up to 3 points instead of
the league. They've played their game in hand apparently. So they're on equal games right now, and the lead is 6 points. So they played 30 games, and
so it's 4 more.
There's 4 more to go.
Nah, it's over.
It's over. It's over.
Lens, he was good and hopeful while it lasted.
While it lasted.
Yeah. So Yinka, my thing is the same way someone came from the outside and invested in PSG. Clearly, the distance between PSG and Marseille, PSG and Lyon, PSG and Lens is not that great. Why won't someone come in and invest in some of those other clubs and make a proper run?
So there's invest and there's invest, right? So these guys are not. Do you think they invested in PSG for PSG to make money? No, they invested in PSG because they just is a pastime for them. They're like, hey guys,
sports watching.
it's like it's a pastime for them. The owner of Rennes, who happens to be Salma Hayek, the actress's husband, is thinkingly rich, right? But he treats Rennes as a proper business. I develop players, I sell them to PSG, I sell them to the better clubs in Europe. That's investing also. These PSG City guys, they're not investing. They're playing career mode with real people, with real money. It's like when you and I play Monopoly, we play with paper money. When people play Monopoly, they play with real cash, with real assets, with real hotels and the rest of it. That's what these guys are doing. That's what they're doing.
That's fair. Okay.
That's what they're doing. Anyway.
All right.
That's Ligue 1.
Any changes in the Serie A or the Italian league?
Serie A had a dull weekend. Everybody was just drawing all over the place, like draw soup. They're just drawing all over the place. But I think next week, if Inter wins next week, I think that's curtains officially. Yeah,
officially.
They're 10 points ahead of Napoli. Nah.
Okay. How long before Antonio Conte resigns or has a nasty press conference or gets fired?
It's probably it might not even be
this week?
To the end of the season. I'll be shocked. I expect it this week because himself and Romelu Lukaku are not on speaking terms right now.
That's crazy.
They're not on speaking terms right now. That's what I heard.
I did not see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
Lukaku is gone, is packed up his boots, says he's not playing and the rest of it. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
Absolutely. I didn't see that coming either. So Conte is just a madman.
MLS next?
For Lukaku?
He's not going to any other top European league.
He can go back. Coventry will take him.
Stop it. He's not going to Coventry. Stop it. What are you talking about?
Won't Coventry take him?
They can't pay him.
You think
He's not going to Coventry. You know how much money this guy is on, has been on? He's never not made money.
But then it comes to a point where money shouldn't matter to you anymore.
Oh, no. He does matter to all of them. If they say it doesn't matter, they're lying.
Okay.
He does. Right. He does. Because for him now, he's thinking my last big paycheck.
Then you should go to
Saudi.
And he's probably going to the US, coming to you guys.
Yeah, MLS,
because he's been messing around with your people, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then La Liga, where it should be just about wrapped at this point, but keep going.
So 11 points between Barca and Real Madrid at this point. We have 4 more games to go, I believe. 4 or 5? 5. We have 5 more games to go. In terms of form, Barca won their last 5. Real Madrid has only won 2 out of the last 5. Mbappe, Vini, what we said about
at the beginning,
Kevin Durant is applicable also to Mbappe at this point. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
It's becoming too much of a coincidence, right? That you are there and the environment is a bit, unsettled.
Toxic.
That means your presence is I think it's becoming too much of a coincidence, and you should look in the mirror, right? So I won't say more than that. But Barca, Rafinha injured, Lamine Yamal injured. I think they have more than enough to take care of an 11-point gap, right? From now to the end of the season. Yeah. So I don't think I'm expecting any shocks from Barcelona. I mean from La Liga. I think Barca will win it.
So Yinka, you glossed over it, but this is actually a big deal. Lamine Yamal doing his hamstring while scoring a penalty in their midweek game.
I don't know why they take penalties like that.
He's a kid.
Just kick the ball. All these twists.
He's a kid.
All this twister that you're trying to do.
Neymar started it, right? Neymar popularized all that stuff, like well enough is not enough with people like Neymar. They must dance. They must do something, Messi doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Messi doesn't do that.
Now, before you move on, I told you also, you saw the Atletico Madrid lineup, their game their game midweek and their game today, or was it their game yesterday? Unknown entities. Ademola Lookman has not played. They played midweek, they played today. Ademola Lookman, I don't think he has even sniffed the pitch, right? Look at Julian Alvarez has not sniffed the pitch. And you see all of them come Thursday or come Wednesday against Arsenal, everybody will be there. Everybody. Marcos Llorente has not played, So
a couple things.
let's see whether it will be a positive for them or a negative.
Inka, what's the name of
Yes,
the Uruguayan superstar from 15 years ago?
Franciscoli? Enzo?
No. Uruguay. Played in the South African World Cup 2010.
Recoba? Alvaro Recoba?
No. We played for Atleti. We played for Atleti, Uruguay. You know him.
That wears 7. That was our United ones, right?
It might have been Diego Forlan.
Diego Forlan, yeah.
Does Loriente look like his son, or am I making this stuff up?
But Diego Forlan is an official professional tennis player right now. He's playing tennis professionally.
At 40-something. Yeah.
I think Lorente just wanted to,
copy the look?
Without the hairstyle. Exactly. Without the hairstyle, he didn't look alike. But all of a sudden, with the hairstyle, you look at him and like...
Because every time I see him, I'm like, did Forlan come back to life? What's happening? Like, I mean, it's too much. I mean, I think Lorente is taller, slightly bigger, but
yeah,
it's eerie, But anyway, So this is what I would say. This does not bother me at all. You know who never took games off and was winning things? Cristiano Ronaldo. Lionel Messi. All the superstars on both of their teams, they played every game in every competition.
All I'm doing is I'm telling you that I told you that this was going to happen.
Yes, you did.
And you said, no, you don't think it will. I know the way modern footballers think is the same way where you get rest games for your NBA players, right? It's what's going on now. And with all due respect, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are not human. They're not the same.
Very true.
If what's his name, Neymar had the sense not to be like Messi, and maybe he will have a better career. I'm serious. Maybe he'll have a better career. But he wanted to be like Messi and Cristiano and play every
game.
See what happened to him. Those two are blessed. In all aspects, they are blessed. So don't use them as the norm. They're not. They are the outliers. They are unusual human beings. Yeah,
that's fair.
But this is a good segue because we're almost done. We have a few minutes left. Good segue to the Champions League. Bayern PSG.
Tuesday.
What's your Tuesday? Who do you think is going to win that?
Is PSG is home for this one, right?
PSG is home. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Okay.
And say Bayern. Even though I want to meet PSG in the final, I'm gonna say.
Let's just pick the games one by one. So
don't look at those. Don't look at the
second leg. So this first game, I'm going 2-2 draw. You?
I'm gonna go 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Atletico Madrid Arsenal on Wednesday.
Arsenal win 3-1.
What? Amen.
Atleti are not good. I mean, not at the level of Arsenal. They're not good at the level of Arsenal.
Amen.
So, again, for me, nothing has changed with Arsenal. So again, you cannot to go on a rant, right? But you show me a team in world football where their captain and midfield creative fulcrum played maybe 10 games all season and was subbed in 7 of them. Right? Where their best attacking player came out of surgery last year just middling throughout, and then in the business end of the season, injured. That's Saka, right? Another reason where I can never trust the commentary at Inca. All of last year, they were dumping on Havertz, right? He needs to go, he needs to go, he needs to go. Now, I listen to like 5 different shows on Sky where Arsenal is now doomed because Havertz sat down in the 33rd minute yesterday and couldn't continue. But last week, he had the miss of the season because his header did not go in. But Wissa had an easier tap in against Arsenal and blew it sky high. Wissa wasn't injured. So I'm very confused. Last year was useless. Last week he was useless. This week is the reason Arsenal will not win. His absence means they're doomed. It's very confusing, Yinka.
Okay, so like I said, amen to your 3-1.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a draw. That's fine. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Right?
Okay, I'll take that too.
Because I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. I think both games will be a draw. I might be wrong. But we'll come back next week and we will see who got it right. Since both our brackets are blown already because of Barcelona. Barcelona messed me up. And one of our friends would have been so good. Mocking. Exactly. One of our friends now have the mouth to be saying Arsenal this, Arsenal that, all over the place. Any sport will be mocking Arsenal.
But I feel for, you know why I feel for it? I feel for it because if it was me too, right? I thought last year, I thought I was going to win the Champions League. You know, I'm over there conceding 7 goals to like 85-year-old players at Inter. You know, I would cry too if it was me, you know, and then I come back this season, you know, you said Real was going to beat them. They secured the league, and then they go and lose to Atleti.
But they're my bracket. They messed up my bracket. That's my point.
I know. But they got red cards.
I told you I was worried. I was worried. And I kept on saying it. That this finish between Atletico and Barca is too much. You know?
I didn't see how Atletico win. I didn't see it.
He said, he's just sad that we are not playing Arsenal. I'm like, be sad that you left the league, that you are not in the Champions League. Why would your sadness be because you are not playing Arsenal?
You're not playing anybody. You're not playing anybody.
I said, I'm just sad that we don't play Arsenal. And I'm like, this obsession, it needs to stop, man. It needs to stop.
It's all vibes. It's vibes, Zinka. It's vibes.
You will think Arsenal is Spurs or Chelsea with the way we get tongue lashed everywhere. And I look at him and I just laugh. I'll be like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Speaking of Spurs.
David Moshida. Anyway.
Speaking of Spurs, they went to Wolves. Wolves have already been relegated many moons ago. And they scraped a 1-0 win on the road.
That's their first win in 2026.
It is. West Ham.
And we're in April.
West Ham were home to Everton. And they scraped a 2-1 win. Right?
Yes.
Leaving them 2 points still ahead of
Spurs. Yes.
But with a 6-goal difference worse than Spurs.
Yes.
So they need to at least match to be sure they stay in the league. They need to match Spurs' results going forward.
Yes.
And they should not come and in 2 weeks when we go to West Ham, that's not the time for them to go and wake up and say they want to be playing out of their minds.
They will play. They will wake up and they will play out of their minds. I'm telling you already.
But what then? We need to win. We shall need to win. So because Spurs have to go down.
If you were to be your regular Spurs fan or Liverpool fan or Chelsea fan, what you will be saying, Akin, is Arsenal need to lose that game so that Spurs can go down.
That's crazy.
And see, is that something you would want to do?
That's crazy.
Is that something you would want to do?
No.
So when I
No.
tell these people that this is an obsession and this thing is becoming, they think they say some, let me just keep quiet. Let me just keep quiet because I don't understand.
Do that.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yinka.
Yes, sir. We tried.
Donkey of the week.
Donkey of the week. I've been giving Chelsea donkey of the week for too long.
You can give them again.
If
they're donkeys, they're
I should
donkeys.
give them again.
Yes.
Yeah. You can't part. So in how many months you've parted? I don't know how much they paid Maresca before he left. I don't know how much. Do you understand? So that means you've parted in parting with coaches. You've probably paid them off close to £50 million.
Yeah.
Man.
Or one Madueke.
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would have told them don't do it again.
Come on.
But I'm sure they'll do it again. So what we're hearing is they want to go all the way to get Cesc Fabregas. And Cesc Fabregas is saying, I'm a shareholder at Como. I'm not coming. I'm not interested.
You don't have to work at your business.
No. I'm just telling you, it says this is a passion project for me. Right? And I personally believe that the only club that can get Fabregas out of, or two clubs that can get Fabregas out of Como, is it Arsenal
Barcelona,
or Barcelona? Right?
Yeah, Barcelona.
Is it Arsenal or Barcelona? Right? Chelsea, you need to pay stupid money. You know the kind of money that you look at and be like, you must be a fool for not taking it. Right?
Yes, I'll take it and go and invest in Como. Yeah.
Exactly. And they'll end up in this Liam situation. Make them worse after 2 years. Take my money, go back to my Como and go and continue my job there. So Chelsea, please try and do better. Thank you very much.
Who do you think they'll hire? Who do you think Chelsea would hire?
You said it now. You said it's Frank Lampard now.
Yeah. What about Xabi Alonso? You think they stand a chance with Xabi Alonso? Is it possible?
I don't think so. I think Xabi is going to Liverpool.
You really think Liverpool will fire Slot?
I think they're firing Slot.
Wow. So where will Slot end up?
He will probably go back to where he came from.
Ooh. Wow.
I think they're firing Slot. See, I won't fire Slot. So this is not me. But you know the thinking of these modern day people, right? This is how they think. I wouldn't have fired Maresca. I wouldn't have fired LinkedIn Liam. If I'm in charge, I wouldn't have fired either of them. But these guys just keep firing, any small thing, fire. And everybody just believes, they are watching an episode of, what is that Trump program? You're fired. I think that's what they think we're doing here.
The apprentice.
Yeah. It doesn't work this way, Akin. You can't just be firing people all over the place. It does not work. Coaches need time. Alex Ferguson, that became arguably one of the greatest to ever do it, needed time.
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah, before he won his first trophy.
So before everybody, it is the question you should be asking yourself is, are we moving in the right direction? That is the more important question, which is why, to some extent, I'm actually happy for the Arsenal hierarchy. I know the way they think, right? For somebody that owns the Denver Nuggets, that owns the Rams, all their sporting franchise, we know how they think. It is an investment, and are we going in the right direction? If the answer to the right direction is a no, that is when they will say, okay, guy, you have to leave. These people they think long term. They are not, myopic like all these other people that we have around. Yeah. So that's my thinking. But I think Slot mismanaged the team this year. And he mishandled this whole Salah situation and a lot of things that happened. Yeah. So I don't think he should be fired, but with the current environment that we find ourselves in.
So for me, what I look for in coaches, right? One, are you improving players? Right?
Yes.
And then do you have presence? And presence can be proven, it's presence when you speak, does your voice carry, right? In the locker room, with the press, amongst the coaching fraternity, and I didn't know anything about Slot. I knew his name, but I'd watched his teams maybe twice ever before he came to to Liverpool. I don't watch the Eredivisie. So if I'm not watching them in the Champions League, I don't watch them. I'm not you. I don't watch random leagues. I don't do that. I don't, I don't know who the top scorer in Malaysia is. I'm sure you do. That ain't really my jam. But he has a presence when he shows up at a press conference, and he had that presence before he won the league. So again, nobody who makes decisions at Liverpool watches us or cares about what we have to say. But this would be a mistake. It's really hard to find people who tactically know what they're doing, who are bold. Some will even say it's borderline reckless, but he's not timid, right? He's bold, and he has a point of view that he really believes in, right? And this guy, given time, if they had everybody healthy, and Wirtz is in his second year, I will still put them as one of the favorites for the for the EPL next season. I don't care what City does. I don't care what Arsenal does. When next season opens, they should be at the top, along with those two.
I agree with you completely.
So I don't know who you want to bring that will make me feel like, Xabi Alonso will not scare me at all. I'm sorry. It's too nice. It's too nice. This is not Leverkusen. Someone needs to be able to deal with an aging superstar in VVD. He's not going to go away quietly like Salah.
Yeah. And I hear they want to extend Konate's. They want Konate to sign a 6-year extension.
Ooh, that's insane.
Right?
That's insane. Yeah. He can't defend, Yinka.
But Akin, where are the options? See, people don't want to invest over time. They want quick wins. Everybody's in a hurry. Everybody feels entitled. Everybody's in a hurry. Yeah? That's what's going on. So what's going to happen right now? There is a Bournemouth defender, Senesi, that seems to have had a good season. He's had a very good season. The whole world is after Senesi now, right? Liverpool are after Senesi. I don't understand Spurs are after Senesi, but the only reason is like
in the championship.
Exactly. The guy is like, let's wait first. Let's see what happens. But you see what I'm saying? The guy will probably go for 50, 60 million or thereabout. This is the madness. Or is this going on a free? I can't remember. But they're after him. So where are the defenders that will step into a VVD shoe in Liverpool, for example, right now?
That's a good point.
Where? Where you were? Yeah. Where they? They're not anywhere. Ain't nowhere.
Saliba is not walking through that door. Yeah.
Exactly. And Mosquera is not walking through that door also.
Nope. Not going anywhere.
Nope. He ain't going nowhere.
All right.
Anyway, Chelsea, don't do that again. Okay?
Okay. Yinka, take us out, brother.
Thank you very much, guys. Once again, a slight uptick in our numbers in recent times. Thank you very much. We really
almost
do
at 2,000.
That.
Yeah,
we really do appreciate that. So, like I always say, we're Oliver Twist. We want more. So please, wherever you need to subscribe. Wherever you need to like. Whatever you need to share with your friends, share with your friends. Across all social media platforms, we have presence now: TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and our main channel, which is this YouTube channel that you guys are watching us from. So thank you very much. Send us questions. We've not had questions in a while. If there's any topic we need us to talk about, please let us know. Aki.
Thank you, Yinka. Thank you, everyone. This is episode 104. Appreciate all the support. Couldn't have done this without you. We will be back next week. Yes, I can confirm we will be back next week. But until then, take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye, people. All right.